How's it going? It's Tuesday, January 29th, 2013. 2 days after the WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Monday Night Raw last night. I'm Ryan Clark. It's Matt Boone. I'm going to be here for the next 2 hours talking pro wrestling. Lots to talk about. We're going to be running down the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, talking Monday Night Raw from last night. Lots of news and rumors over the past week. It's been a crazy busy couple of days. So, here we are. Matty B. What's up, bro?
Hey now, how we doing this week, man?
What's going on, bud? I'm good. It's busy, you know. It's been crazy.
Busy, man. I got a busy day going on myself. We're in the process of moving in our new apartment right now, like as we speak and shit. But I'm still doing the show.
Nice.
Still here.
There you go, buddy. Getting out of the hotel, huh?
Yeah, finally. Well, we had to be out tomorrow one way or the other because that's what it was paid up until, unless we wanted to re-up here, you know, for another week or two or whatever.
Yeah.
So, now we pulled it off today. We got everything done. We got the lease signed. We got the keys. We got the electric turned on. We just got to physically move our shit over there, and we're good to go.
That a boy. Getting back on your feet.
Man.
Yeah, no doubt. That's,
feels good.
Yeah.
It's been since, I think, July since I've had my own apartment. I mean, I've been living with other people as like a roommate since then.
Well, you're still gonna, Jamie. She's moving.
Yeah, but it's my place.
Oh yeah, you the credit check went all right, huh? Well, that's the main thing. You know, the whenever you get an apartment, dude, you got to go through the credit check. You know, that's what fucks it normally. You know.
Well, I mean, we'll just say that whatever the security deposit might have been a little more than usual. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
we got a lot to talk about, man. It's been crazy busy on the websites. You know, the past couple, especially yesterday, man. We almost had record traffic on WZROnline.com yesterday, man. We were approaching by the end of the day. I didn't check today because it's been busy. But we were close to 30,000 uniques yesterday on WZROnline.com. Pretty crazy, man.
It's bad. You were pasting me numbers the other day. They're pretty damn big numbers. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, the weekend. UFC was that this because so much has happened.
Yeah.
UFC was on Saturday, right?
Yep, that was the
Wow.
Fox with Rampage. Rampage got beat up pretty good, huh?
Well, he got beat up, but he was beating dude up too. Like it was a good slugfest. It was like just a fucking war, you know. It was a good fight. Last fight for Rampage in UFC.
Yep.
And he went out with a good fight. The main event was actually good. Yeah, there was 2 knockdowns, and then the guy who got knocked down ended up coming back to win viciously, you know.
Yeah, it was,
in the end.
And then on Sunday we had...
Oh, shit, no, Anthony Pettis. You got to talk about that, too, real quick. That knockout with the body kick. That was insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Anthony Pettis, I mean, that's the guy, we talked about it last week, man, who had that spin kick off the side of the cage or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that head kick, right?
Off the cage, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We'll talk about UFC, dude. We had Royal Rumble.
No, but yeah, I wasn't even bringing it up to run it down. I was just bringing it up, like, thinking about the weekend. I'm like... Holy shit! That's right. UFC and Royal Rumble and Raw last night. Like, and Raw there's a lot to talk about last night. Royal Rumble, there's a lot to talk about, and then the UFC, like, there's just been a lot going on, like you said. So.
I'll admit it, dude, because I know you're gonna bring this up when we run down the Royal Rumble about CM Punk. You know,
I got a million. I told you.
Losing. You know, I knew it was coming, dude, and I prepped for it.
They're ready.
I had about 48 hours to prep for it, dude, and listen, I'll come on here and I'll admit to you, man, I got it wrong, you know. And you know what? Here's why I picked. Here's why
Not only did you get it wrong, but for months you've been wrong, and I've been trying to tell you.
No, I got you, dude. Listen, though. Here's the deal. The reason that I said that CM Punk was gonna wind up, retaining the title at the Royal Rumble, because it's obvious, man. It was the obvious thing to do, right? To have The Rock come in, to have The Rock win the WWE title, then go on and they get to WrestleMania 29 and you do Rock versus Cena 2, da-da-da-da-da. It's, dude, you could have predicted that from a mile away. So I'm thinking WWE, they've got to have some sort of swerve, and they've got the Elimination Chamber in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. So why not? You know what I mean, dude? And then the whole house show thing, I was wrong. You know what I mean? But they went with the obvious, and that's what fucked me, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like I'm trying to compare it to like the old, because like I mean, you can pull a swerve, but it's not at the expense of the business. Like, and they see it as Cena. Rock is going to be bigger than any other match Rock has. They don't see Rock Punk. They see Punk as like, I'm thinking like back to the Attitude Era when RVD was like the Mark's favorite wrestler, main event wrestler, and like they thought he could be the biggest thing in the company if they gave him the shot, but he would never get it over Triple H, and that's kind of what it is now with Punk and Cena.
Yeah.
You know, like Punk's the guy that all the real wrestling fans, you know, look up and like, but Cena's the guy that just business-wise, he's the man. You know?
Right. I mean, listen. I mean, Cena's their poster boy. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we'll talk about the Royal Rumble match.
He's the established guy. Yeah.
We'll talk about the Royal Rumble match, but remember, like last week on the site or here on this show, we said that we were going to take a poll each week, right? We would debut the poll here on WZR Radio, and then we'd let it run through the entire week, and then we'd give the results the following week. Well, last week we put up a poll. You know, who will win the 30-man WWE Royal Rumble match this coming Sunday night? And basically, the pay-per-view was over. And I didn't want people to go on Monday and Tuesday and fuck up the poll because they all knew that John Cena won, right? So on Sunday night, right after the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I changed the poll. You know, I said give it a school letter grade. So that's the current poll that's up there. But before I did it, on Sunday, right before the Royal Rumble, I got the results that we had. So for the poll that we took, you know, last week, there was over 400 votes, close to 500 votes, right? But 44% said John Cena was going to win the Royal Rumble. 44%. Everybody knew. You know what I mean, dude? It was like, come on, man.
Yeah, it was real obvious, but I mean, it's what they had to do to set up the match they wanted. You know, it's what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, once in a lifetime. We've already seen it. We saw it last year. Nobody wants to see that again. You know,
I know they should legitimately call it twice in a lifetime. That would just be funny.
It was stupid.
Rock versus Cena 2, twice in a lifetime.
Yeah. So the results of the poll. I mean, before the Royal Rumble, I took this down right before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view aired. It was John Cena, 44% of the votes. Other had 16%. Ryback. I think I picked Ryback, right? To win, or did I?
No, you picked Cena.
Did I take Cena? All right, yeah. It was the.
Which is even more. It's even more weird. And Tyler, I'm gonna fuck you up. I told you to be quiet.
Hey! Tyler's 10 years old, man. How you talking to him like that?
I'll fuck a 10-year-old. I'll fuck a 10-year-old up, man. I'll tell you right now. I'll whoop a 10-year-old's ass.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'll beat the shit out of a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
You get a 10-year-old out, they can whoop me.
You beat everybody up, dude. We've already established that in 2 seconds. So listen, results of the poll: 44% John Cena, 16% other, 13% Ryback, 13% Dolph Ziggler, 9% Randy Orton, 3% Miz, 1% Sheamus, and 1% Big Show. So a lot of John Cena. So everybody knew going in, poster boy WWE, John Cena going to win the Royal Rumble. Most of you guys wound up getting that right. And then we put up a poll right after the Royal Rumble went off the air. You know, like we normally do on WZR Radio, give the pay-per-view or Monday Night Raw, whatever, a school letter grade. And the results of that, as of right now, you guys should, if you haven't done so already, you can go vote. You go to WZROnline.com. It's on the right-hand side of the website. Scroll down a little bit. 38% gave it a B, which I agree with. Maybe a C plus or you know a B minus, something like that. So 38% with a B, 23% with a C, 20% gave it an A, 13% gave it an F, and 6% gave it a D. So, what'd you think, man?
I thought we were talking about the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show. I just love the Rumble, though. I was just sitting here marking out watching it this morning because I tried to watch it last night, but the stream kind of screwed up a little bit, so I couldn't. But
yeah,
I watched it today. I watched the whole thing, and I was just marking out for the Rumble, especially with the way they started it with Jericho and everything. That was just awesome. The way he was number 2, it's like right out of the gate, like motherfucking shit's on, you know.
Jericho was a nice surprise. Some of the other surprises, dude. Let me tell you something. They had Carlito was contacted earlier in the week to come to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I mean, Carlito, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP were already going to be out there anyways because there was an indie show not too far away. I think it might have been in Las Vegas. But they had all been contacted by WWE. I don't think Chris Masters, but Carlito and Shelton Benjamin had both been told to be backstage at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on Sunday night, right? And both of them were there. Chris Masters was there. I don't think MVP was there. But they were backstage, you know, came to the show thinking, yeah, surprise entrant. And then, you know, they went with the surprises of, who was it? Godfather was one of them. Goldust was another.
Goldust, I was going to say, the moment, that was just it was a fucking, I don't want to sound queer here, but it was almost like a heartwarming moment when the fucking Goldust music hit.
Right.
The whole ring separates, like they part the sea for Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? And he's standing there, fired up as hell, smacking the fucking mat at Goldust because they're brothers in real life, and like it's like watching two little kids that made it and shit. Yeah. Goldust runs down, they fucking start fighting each other and shit. I was just sitting here like, that was awesome.
Well, you know what?
That was just cool.
You know how plans constantly change, man, in WWE, right? And when you think about it, when it comes down to it, I mean, you've got Carlito who's backstage at the Rumble pay-per-view. You've got Shelton Benjamin who's backstage at the Rumble pay-per-view. And then you got a guy like Goldust, and the reason for the changes is Goldust, they did the whole thing with Cody Rhodes. And that's probably going to lead somewhere, whether it be at WrestleMania or whatnot. You know, maybe after, maybe a pay-per-view, before, wherever it leads to. But so Goldust, he was there, and he was contacted to come in and be a surprise entrant, as were Carlito and Shelton Benjamin. But Carlito and Shelton Benjamin, you know, by putting them in the match, there's nothing there. You know what I mean? Where it's just another guy.
They're just two random guys.
There's
no automatic tied-in storyline like Goldust.
Right. So Goldust comes in, and they've got, like you said, a tied-in storyline with Cody Rhodes. So who would you use? A guy like Carlito or Shelton Benjamin, or a guy like Goldust, where you can set something up for the future? You know what I mean? And that's what they did.
Goldust has almost become like a routine surprise for the Rumble. Like every couple of years, it seems like a surprise Goldust is one of them.
Right, and the storyline was there. So you've got, you know, Shelton's there, Carlito's there. Why use them, you know, when you've got Goldust there? So they do Goldust. I thought the Godfather thing was kind of cool, dude, just for the pop, you know. That's all that was for.
Just let him have his entrance and shit. He comes down with the hose, he gets in, he gets thrown out, he goes out with the hose. But he puts his gear back on to leave. Like, it was just all about the entrance.
Right. And there was, you know, it's that's all it was for, man. Was for the entrance and for the pop and the hose, like you said. You know what I mean? So I mean, it was decent. I just, you know, there could have been some more surprises. I mean, you've got, you know, like 3MB, right? You've got Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal. All three of them in the match, all coming out to the same theme music, you know. And I felt like, you know, use that for three guys, three surprises. You know, take them out, and there's three more surprises, and that's where you could have used Carlito and Shelton Benjamin. I mean, if I was Carlito or Shelton, I'd be pissed, man. WWE contacts me, I arrive backstage. They were already out there, like I said, for an indie show, but WWE contacted them.
Look at it if you're one of the boys. Look at it from that perspective. Would you want to give your payday away just because somebody gets a fucking little cute surprise like Carlito, and then Carlito gets the payday instead? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
you can't give too many of those spots away to people that aren't going to be on the road with you. You know
you're
what
right.
I mean? Like,
you're
you got
right.
to give those spots to the people that are your brothers. You know.
You're right. And that was the talk too. We put up an article on the website where Chris Jericho comes in, automatically gets a spot in the Rumble match, and guy's never on the road with WWE. You know. So
yeah, but he's one of those guys that they should just shut up because he's earned it.
Right, he's earned it. He's definitely earned it, dude. It's the same thing with The Rock. You know, when The Rock comes back, people flip out. Well, The Rock's never here. Da. Oh, he was there for 10 years, you know, and worked his way to the top. And he's one of those.
The fact that when he comes back, he's a bigger deal than any of them put together. You know, he moves the needle. Like we said last week, him and Brock Lesnar. They sell more pay-per-views. They move the ratings. You know, that's
right. Brock Lesnar came back on Monday Night Raw last night.
I didn't see that one coming.
I did. I wasn't talking. You know, I tried to talk to you online. You guys know, you saw it on my Facebook page. I said, yo, if I was booking Raw last night, and this was before the main event segment, I said if I was booking Raw, I'd bring Brock Lesnar out right now and have him come in. You know, and Brock signed he has not signed a 2-year deal. He's agreed verbally to it. We're gonna put that up on the website. Yeah, it's not unless he signed it. I mean, he was backstage. Listen, they had been talking in recent months, and it's a 2-year deal. The terms were agreed upon. He just had yet to sign on the dotted line. I'm guessing, due to the fact that he was at Raw last night, he was backstage at Raw. I'm sure that something was probably signed. Where
that's what I found peculiar was that he only had the 2 more dates on his, or 1 more date on his deal, and that was WrestleMania. So if he was at Raw, it was like, well, how does he still have a date available for WrestleMania? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a new two-year deal. Like I said, I'm guessing he signed something. Yeah, as of yesterday, it hadn't been signed, but I'm guessing because he was face to face with Vince and management and everybody else yesterday that it was probably the signature went on the dotted line. But
speaking of Brock Lesnar, did you hear the story coming out of UFC that Dana White revealed like so nonchalantly at the press conference?
I remember hearing something about.
You'll remember about, I'll say 3 months ago, 3 months ago, Brock Lesnar had that private meeting, that surprise meeting with Dana White when people thought he was leveraging UFC against WWE and all that.
Right.
Well, remember how Dana White said the meeting didn't go good, and like nothing came from it, and this and that.
Yeah, wasn't he about that they were almost agreed upon a deal or something?
It was like, supposedly it was like so close that it was going to be Brock versus Fedor in the UFC. Like they had it almost all done, and then Fedor's dad died, and Fedor said he was done fighting, and then Brock just said, fuck it, I'm done too. But apparently it was like almost a done deal. We were going to have Fedor versus Brock in the UFC, and this was after Brock had retired, so this was like recently. Yeah, Dana White revealed that like it was like common knowledge, and Ariel Helwani was like, "We never heard that shit before." Well, like, I told you guys that, and he's like, "No, you didn't."
Well, the WWE deal is for 2 years. I mean, I was talking to you about that. I was talking to somebody about it. That it's a 2-year deal. It's similar to the current deal that he's got, where he's being paid a boatload of money for very limited dates. You know, like 3 or 4 pay-per-views a year: SummerSlam, WrestleMania, maybe the Royal Rumble, something, Survivor Series, something like that. The big pay-per-views. You know, 3 or 4 per year, and then a couple of televised appearances as well. So he's scheduled to be at Raw next week in Atlanta. I think The Rock is going to be there next week. Pretty sure that's one of the dates that he's going to wind up missing. Between now and WrestleMania, Rock is pretty much booked for every Raw television taping and then a couple SmackDown TV tapings. So unless plans change, and they always do, he's not going to be on Raw next week. And you know what? I think we need a break from Rock anyways, you know? It's the same stuff over and over. Although, the CM Punk Rock promo, did you see that from last night on Raw?
I saw everything. Yeah, I passed out during Raw. That's why I wasn't talking back to you. But I downloaded that and watched it today, too. So.
The CM Punk Rock stuff last night and the McMahon, Heyman, Lesnar stuff was awesome, man. Actually, to be honest with you, the first hour of Raw last night was great. The third hour of Raw was great, and that second hour was brutal, dude. It was horrible, man.
Well, wasn't the second hour, wasn't that when The Rock came out, right at the beginning of the second hour, or was it the beginning of the third hour?
That was 10 o'clock. He was out there at 10 o'clock, and then Vince Heyman and Lesnar main event.
I just remember there was the Cena promo, which was, whether you thought it was good or bad, it was important to watch because it was his announcement that he was challenging The Rock, or whoever the WWE champion was going to be. So it was something to watch.
Right.
Then you had The Rock thing. You had the CM Punk thing, you had the Heyman Vince thing, you had the Jericho thing, you had the Brock Lesnar thing. Like, there was a lot of shit on Raw, and the Shield beating down, there was a lot of shit going on Raw last night. I thought it was a really good show.
Yo, did you see the video I put up yesterday? Everybody's talking about it in the chat. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Remember
some new goofy video.
Yo, remember Antoine Dotson, dude, with the guy that was like, they be out here raping everybody. They're raping everybody out here. The black guy. And then
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't know Antoine Dotson, bro? Come on, man.
I don't know Antoine Dotson.
Get the fuck out of here. He was the guy, dude. There was a black guy, and they were in the projects, and the local news station came over and they interviewed him, right? And his sister or something, somebody snuck up.
Okay, I'm kind of remembering that.
Somebody snuck up and they climbed in the window. So they interviewed this Antoine Dotson guy, and he's like, they be out here raping everybody. Da 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 da.
I remember now. Yeah,
somebody put it up to a music video, right? They threw some fucking auto tune behind it. Da 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 da.
Well, that's old too, though, isn't it?
Well, a couple of months ago, this woman, there was a fire, right? So the local news station goes over. Once again, they're in the projects, and there's this black woman, and they're out there, and they interview her. Listen to this, dude. Listen to this. It's only about 2 minutes long, but everybody's talking about it in the chat room, so I gotta play it.
And it describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got I woke up to go give me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out, I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that.
She says, I got bronchitis, and then she says, I grabbed my shoes and I started running. And so this dude takes a fucking beat, dude, and says, ain't nobody got time for that. I've had it in my head all day. Everybody's talking about it in the chat room. Sorry to play it. It's awesome, dude. It's on my Facebook page. You got to go down because I put up a lot of shit over the past couple of days, but it's on there. You can go check out the video. It's pretty fucking.
You still put that dumbass Friday song up every Friday?
Nah, I haven't done it in a while, but now that you remind me, this coming Friday, we'll throw it up there, you know? Alright, let's get some plugs out of the way, then we'll get into Royal Rumble. How was the weekend, dude? Good one? You got the new apartment?
Busy weekend, trying to get into the apartment, this and that, and then a lot of work, UFC, Rumble, etc. Same as yours.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh God, I can't imagine how many times I'm being interrupted by that bullshit.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Matt, what'd you think about this match at the Royal Rumble? Well, Ryan, it's interesting you asked because I actually have a lot to say. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Lord Jesus is a fire.
Jesus.
It's fucking ridiculous. Alright, here we go. I X'd it out, so you're good to go. The weekend, it was just UFC Royal Rumble. It's been crazy busy on the websites. Thanks to all you guys over, the last couple of days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Yesterday, almost 30,000 uniques on WZROnline.com. Near record traffic. We were at WrestleMania traffic. My servers held up well, thanks to the server company, who I'm not always happy with, but they were good this weekend, so everything was good to go. The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just go to WZROnline.com. Go to the social media tab on the top navigation bar. It's a little drop-down box. You can find all the links, Facebook.com/WZRArmy. YouTube.com/WZR Archive. Daniel does a great job every week putting the archive up for you guys to listen to. And just go to WZROnline.com. Go vote in the Royal Rumble poll. Give it a school letter grade, A, B, C, D, or F. A lot of you guys put it in the chat. Go vote in the poll, WZROnline.com, and we'll give you guys the results at the end of the show. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk Royal Rumble from Sunday night. We're going to get into Monday Night Raw. We're going to try to do that all in hour numero uno. And then
that always works, right?
Never works. But and then in hour numero dos, we are going to take live phone calls. What are you, choking up a storm? You all right over there, dude?
I'm smoking a little weed. Keep going.
Smoking a little weed. There you go. So then we'll be taking your live phone calls. We'll do the rapid fire.
I do got time for that.
Rapid fire segment and whatever else you guys want to do in hour number 2. So, WWE Royal Rumble, we already touched on it a little bit. They kicked it off. There was a pre-show, 30-minute pre-show on YouTube.com. Antonio Cesaro against The Miz. This was for the United States title. Cesaro retained here, and then that was just pretty much a pre-show match anyways. Then they kicked off the main pay-per-view. You got to remember, the Royal Rumble match is over an hour long, so there's only 3 or 4 other matches on the show besides the Rumble match itself. So they kicked it off with the world title match. It was a last man standing match. Alberto Del Rio and the Big Show. What'd you think, man?
Actually, I didn't. I don't think I saw anything except the Rumble and Rock and Punk. I think I skipped all that shit in the beginning.
There was a cool spot before the match. They had Bret Hart, who was, I guess.
Oh, I saw that. The backstage thing.
Yeah, backstage segment.
With the glasses. Yeah,
right.
I saw that.
Well, he basically endorsed him. Said, I'm a big fan of yours. You being world heavyweight champion. Da 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 da. Ricardo Rodriguez then jumped in and basically marked out, saying, "I love you, dude. I've grown up watching you." Da 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 da. And Bret Hart took out his sunglasses. Trademarked sunglasses, gave Ricardo them, and then when Ricardo came out, he had the glasses on. So did his intro entrance for Del Rio, And they had a long match here, man. A lot of near falls, or not near falls, but like 10 counts where Big Show's gonna get disqualified.
Yeah, the equivalent of a near fall in those kind of.
Yeah, there were a couple. They used a fire extinguisher at a few different points. It was a decent match, I mean, Big Show's not the greatest worker in the world, but it was good for what it was. They had Del Rio wound up retaining, and then they did the angle last night on Raw where,
did he win clean?
Big Show attacked him. The end of the match, they Del Rio got some duct tape. It was a corny finish.
Oh, taped his legs up. I did see that.
Yeah.
Why did I forget that? I did see that.
It was a corny finish, dude, where they did the whole...
you know what? I know why I've got bits and pieces of memories. Because I was trying to watch a lot of this shit live on the stream, and every once in a while I'd get 10 minutes where it would work.
Yeah.
And, I'd watch it. I had it on the entire time from 8 till 11 or whatever, but most of the time it would be skipping too bad, and I just mute it. But I saw a lot of this shit live too. I forgot.
So the finish came. Del Rio got a roll of duct tape and taped his legs so that Big Show couldn't. He was duct taped to the ring, so he couldn't make the 10 count.
Stand up, yeah.
Last man standing. So Del Rio retained there. There was a backstage segment with Dolph Ziggler, right? And Matt Striker, I think it was back there. AJ referred to Ziggler as my Ziggy. Which, my Ziggy, get the fuck out of here.
That's what she's been saying ever since, too. She said it on Raw a couple times.
Yeah.
Somebody even made fun of her for it. I think it was Jericho.
So, Ziggler said that, obviously we knew going in, that Ziggler was gonna enter the Royal Rumble at number 1 or number 2. And, you informed me last week that it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Two guys have to.
I can't believe they had to be informed that.
Fuck you, man. Get out of here.
But,
so, anyways, he says.
Like we said, are we going straight into the Rumble?
Well, listen. He said that he was going to enter. Pretty much said he was going to enter at number 1, right? He was going to set the record for longest time. Then he was going to win the Royal Rumble, and then he was going to have a shot at the world title with the briefcase, and he was going to win the WWE title with a Royal Rumble win. And then unify the belts at WrestleMania. And I don't know if I'm overlooking that, man, but Stephanie McMahon came out a couple of weeks ago in an interview and basically confirmed what you guys all know. The brand split's over, right? Raw talents appear on SmackDown house shows and vice versa, And if you're gonna merge house shows and all the SmackDown talents are appearing on Raw, John Cena's over on SmackDown these days. You think they unify the title? But you gotta have a title defended. I mean, it seems like for right now, unless plans change after WrestleMania, they're doing separate house shows where the Raw tour runs the same night as the SmackDown house show. So you got 2 WWE house shows on a Friday night.
If they're ending the brand extension, how is there a Raw and a SmackDown brand to separate house show businesses?
Well, on TV, you've got Raw talents over on SmackDown and SmackDown talents over on Raw, but the house shows are kept separate for right now. You know what I mean? Where you've got...
there still is a brand extension. It's not like one talent is both a Raw and SmackDown talent. It's a Raw guy that works on SmackDown as well.
Right. It's basically, as far as television is concerned, dude, it's completely merged, right? You've got, all different, brand names appearing on Raw and SmackDown, but house shows are kept separate. So, if you're going to keep house shows separate, which they're probably going to do, right? Because it's more money in the long run, unless they think.
I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, listen. If you were to right now you've got if there's a Raw show and a SmackDown show, you've got 2 WWE events on a Friday or a Saturday night or a Sunday, right? On the weekends, right? You've got limited amount of talents that can work those shows because the other half of the roster is working the SmackDown or the Raw show, right?
Okay.
If you were to combine that and put it into one show, the hope would be that more people, as far as live attendance, would show up because bigger names or more names, bigger stars, are going to appear on that one show than to keep it separate.
I'm sure maybe it'd sell a little more tickets in each market, but I don't think it would be I don't think it would be the equivalent of running two separate fucking shows in different markets, you know, as opposed to one show. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. By keeping it separate, TV, we already know that everything's merged up. But by keeping it separate, I think in the long run, you're going to make more money by running two shows in the same night. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have 4,000 at a Raw show and 4,000 at a SmackDown show. That's 8,000 people. Whereas
and then where you're saying, okay, there you go. Now you're saying if they merge them, they're expecting to get 8,000.
They would have 8,000. That's not going to happen, right?
Yeah,
right.
WWE. Let's say if you're a wrestling fan, if WWE comes to town, you're either going or you're not going based on how much you want to go see wrestling. You know what I mean? If it's like, well, I want to go see Randy Orton, but he's not there. Oh, I'm not buying a ticket then. You know how many fans would actually be that kind of fan where they would just not go because their favorite star is there?
Not many.
Most guys,
if
they want to see wrestling, they're going.
Right. No, you're right. So they would keep them separate, and with that being said, keeping a Raw and a SmackDown brand house show on the weekends, you would have to have a WWE and a world title. So that would rule out merging or unifying the WWE and world title. Right, because you
don't necessarily have to have separate world titles to do separate house shows. I mean, you don't need to. They never did that in the '80s.
Right.
You know, they would have, you know, Macho Man as world champion on one tour, Hulk Hogan on the other, or they would have Ultimate Warrior as world champion on one tour, Hulk Hogan on the other. You know, as long as they have a world champion and a big name like John Cena or somebody that could do the other tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like CM Punk as world champion on the Raw tour, John Cena as the headliner on the SmackDown tour. That would still be the same. You know, you don't need a world title.
Yeah, you don't need a world title or a WWE title like you said. You just need a headliner like a John Cena or a CM Punk.
You need a main event. Yeah.
Right.
You need something a marquee that people will pay for.
So do you think I'm overlooking that reference by Dolph Ziggler at the Royal Rumble where he said he was going to go to WrestleMania and unify the belts? I mean, just the fact that he brought up unifying the belts I thought was interesting.
I mean, he's the kind of character where he's supposed to say things like, I'm going to accomplish this that's never been done, and I'm going to do that. It's because it's just he's supposed to seem ambitious and motivated, but
right.
Whether or not that was a slip, or not a slip, but like a hint or a... I don't think so. I really don't think. But yeah, I don't think so. You tend to look into that shit a lot.
Yeah. No, I know. I figured I'd bring it up because when he said it on the pay-per-view, I said, why would they bring up the fact that they're going to unify the titles? But then you make sense too. That's Dolph Ziggler's character.
Why put that thought in people's heads? That's a good point. Why even, but maybe he was told like, hey, don't say that shit anymore. You're going to make people think that that's something that we're doing,
Right. We had Daniel Bryan and Kane, Team Hell No against the Rhodes Scholars, Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. This is for the WWE Tag Team titles. They worked on Daniel Bryan most of the match and then got the hot tag into Kane. That drew a big pop. Kane comes in. Bryan put, I think it was Damian Sandow in the no lock for the submission. So, tag team champions, they stayed the tag team champions. Team
I was
Hell No.
surprised. I thought they were going to drop the belt. But,
I thought so too.
We were talking last week, I think it was last week, about putting just random guys together, like Daniel Bryan and Kane, and how long until we finally get that shit separated and see what happens with Daniel Bryan as a solo star now that he's really on the map and this and that. We were saying when would it be the right time to split them up, and I was like, well, you never know, but I'd say now. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've had enough of this Daniel Bryan Kane shit. Let's see what Daniel Bryan can do. Let Kane go back to being another big show who's a big guy that, pretty much is only used when they say, oh, you're going to have a match tonight, to warm up for this Sunday, and who's the match going to be against? And you got to have some big fucker to come out and be like, why is it got to be this guy?
Do you remember last week I said maybe they're going to do something with Daniel Bryan and Kane at WrestleMania, right? Where they would they would have a singles competition or a singles match, and then that leads us into our next match, man, which was the 30-man Royal Rumble match, and they did that spot where Kane,
right. Okay, I'll shut up. I forgot about that.
Where Kane was eliminated, and then Daniel Bryan got thrown off the ring apron, and then into the hands of Kane, and Kane held him there, and was like, should I put him back in the ring, or should I drop him right now and have him be eliminated? I thought that was the setup right there, where that's going to lead us into a singles match, probably at WrestleMania, where Daniel Bryan says, dude, you fucked me out of the Royal Rumble. You could have put me back in the match, and I could have had a chance.
Something similar happened, where somebody was thrown out, but somebody caught him and then put him back. or something like that.
No, it was Kofi Kingston who.
Yeah, he landed on the announce table and then took the announce chair and. Yeah,
It almost seemed like Kofi wanted to jump from the announce table back onto the ring.
Apron. That's what I thought he was gonna do. Yeah.
But the announce table broke. Right?
Yeah, and his foot would have slipped or something.
And it was almost like, what the fuck am I gonna do right now, dude? Because the announce table's broke. I don't want to risk. If I miss this, I'm eliminated, man. It's gonna fuck me over, dude. So give me a chair. And then they did the chair. I don't know if that was planned or if it was improvised because the table broke.
That's what you know what? I never thought of that, but I remember I was thinking the same way you were thinking as it was happening. I was watching him stand on the table. You could see him eyeballing the ring like he was gonna do that one leap all the way and then land there.
Right.
And then you could see that which is something I can't wait to talk about in the Punk Rock match, when Punk puts the fucking Spanish announce table. But they have the covers on the announce tables. We'll save that for later. But they have the covers to the announce tables. And the cover that Kofi Kingston was standing on was broken. So it was like, it wasn't in the track. So if he would jump off of it, it could slide and he could, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So he was thinking, and that makes sense in retrospect, you know, to be like, okay, that's probably exactly what happened. He was going to jump. That was the planned spot. And then it became, well, fuck, the whole point of me being over here is I'm supposed to amazingly not get eliminated even though I'm all the way over here. And now I'm in a situation where I can't do this jump because I might get eliminated, which is the whole purpose.
Correct.
What do I do? And he might have improvised that chair thing because it wasn't that spectacular to see him bouncing up and down on a chair until he got close to the ring, you know?
I agree 100%, dude, where I think the announce table broke and he said, fuck, dude, how am I going to get back into the ring? Give me a chair, dude, I'll figure something out, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know.
Like you said, you could see it, it was almost like he was debating in his head, like, well, I mean, I could try and get eliminated, but I could also try and make it. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Fuck it, give me the chair.
And you know if he jumped and missed, dude, and then got backstage, they would have been like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, that was a cool spot. The Kofi Kingston, it could have been better. And don't forget that Kofi had that thing in the Rumble, with the handstand. Right. So they had that too. So maybe that's going to come like a yearly thing with Kofi Kingston.
That would be awesome to see how every year he could avoid getting eliminated and shit. Yeah.
And then what else? Like the high points, dude. You had the Godfather thing. We talked about that earlier. We had the
Jericho thing. Like, I did want to mention a note about the Jericho thing, which it was so cool that it was the second entrant. Just because it set the tone for the Rumble. It set a great tone for the rest of the match. And
right.
Usually when you have a surprise, it's like somebody like Goldust or somebody like that. Never somebody that's a main eventer that's back for good, and that's different. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that was different was usually when somebody is a surprise in the Rumble, they're like number 17 or 23 or something completely random. Never are they like, all right, here's the first guy and the second guy is, oh shit, this fucking guy that's coming back. Like, you know, it was just a fucking big shot. It was perfect.
That was awesome when Jericho's music hit. Did you notice
and the roar from the crowd was insane for that too.
One other thing is the Shield was not in the match, and I think the reason for that is as of right.
They don't come out the aisle. They don't come out the aisle.
Well, no. As of right now, I mean the Shield. Nobody's taken the Shield out as of right now, right? They come out and they get the upper hand almost every single time, whether it be Ryback against Sheamus or Cena. Even when it's 3-on-3, they always get the upper hand. And if you're gonna put guys like the Shield in there, that's three guys: Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose, who are gonna have to be thrown over the top rope and eliminated. And it makes them look bad because the ongoing storyline that they have right now is these guys are dominating. They're dominating.
They could come out and beat the shit out of somebody they don't like and eliminate themselves and just say, "Fuck it, we don't care about your."
They could have done that.
They could have still had them come out.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they could have. That would have been cool to see them eliminate themselves. Like, yeah, we don't need this shit. We don't give a fuck about this match. That would have been the way to do it. But they didn't go that route. Instead, we had 3MB. As three guys.
Exactly.
Entered the match instead, you know? What else? Oh, they did the angle. There was a tournament. It's basically a fan fest over the weekend in Phoenix where they had a bunch of NXT guys and Bo Dallas, who had been...
Yeah, who the fuck is this guy out of nowhere?
He had been working WWE house shows, so the call-up was coming sooner than later, and they gave him the ball, and I love the fact... I mean, think about it, dude. You got the Shield came in, right? And they came in right into the main event with CM Punk attacking everybody, NXT guys, right? You had Big E Langston came in, boom, took out John Cena right into the main event with main event guys, right? Then you had this Bo Dallas guy, boom, right into the Royal Rumble match. The way they're bringing these NXT guys up, dude, a lot of times NXT or new guys will come up, dude, and they get their, their one night, and then they're jobbers, dude. They're jobbed out. The last.
Don't forget that Bo Dallas. Not only boom did he get thrown right in the Rumble, but boom, he beat Wade Barrett last night too. He beat him on Raw.
And well, he took Wade Barrett out of the Royal Rumble, and then they followed the angle up on Raw, and then he got the win there too. So the way they're bringing these developmental talents in, they're bringing them in with a bang. You know what I'm saying? And that gets people interested, man. Where you bring an NXT guy out, and the next thing you know, the guy's jobbing out on Raw every week, and he's a nobody, right? We didn't even know the Shield as of a couple months ago. Same thing with Big E Langston. We didn't know Bo Dallas. But the fact that they're putting them in main event type positions, they're making an impact, no pun intended, upon their debut. And it makes, you know what I mean? Dude, that's the way to build new stars. If you're going to bring them in, if you're going to call them up from developmental, bring them in with a bang, man, and get people talking about it,
Well, see, I was trying to think of the parallels between that and UFC. It's almost like in UFC, the same as wrestling, there's this train of thought where this guy as a contender has to be built up. He's got to beat all these lower-level guys. Then he's got to beat the mid-level guys. And then he seems like he belongs in the upper echelon in the main event.
Right.
Whereas if you bring a guy in and like, okay, if you're a UFC fan, you may not know who, let's say when Pride was bought, you don't know who Shogun is, you don't know who Fedor is, you don't know who these people are, but they come in and they're immediately given title shots, and as it turns out, those were some of the biggest pay-per-views UFC did, because the perception was these guys who we've never heard of are on the same level as our guys. Now, if you do that with Bo Dallas and these NXT guys, they immediately debut fucking with your main event guys. The perception of the fans is, well, this guy must be main event caliber because he just beat Wade Barrett in his first fucking night in the company, or he just fucking took out, Ryback in the first night in the company. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it seem like they belong in the main event because that's the way they're being used right out of the gate. It's not this, they're not stuck with this stigma of they're a jobber or they're a mid-carder and maybe one day, like 5 years from now, they'll get a break and they'll be a main eventer. It's not like they're painted with the mid-card brush. It's like immediately, hey, these guys are somebody to take serious. Look what they're doing, their first few days in the company. And it's beautiful. It works perfectly.
It's working, man. It's definitely working, especially with the Shield and even Bo Dallas. We've only seen him 2 nights now, Royal Rumble.
Well, yeah, they got you talking. I mean, I remember thinking after the last few minutes, who the fuck is this guy all of a sudden? And, it got me thinking. So yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
And then the main event, dude, they scratched the Divas match. It was supposed to be Caitlyn and Tamina Snuka. They wound up doing that on Raw last night instead due to timing issues at the Rumble pay-per-view. So that was supposed to be right after the Rumble, right? Where the Rumble just ended.
Match.
Exactly. Where it's kind of like, that match in between the 2 main events. So, yeah, the Rumble match.
Down, yeah.
Right, exactly. And then you had CM Punk and The Rock. They went right into, well, there was a backstage promo with The Rock before that where basically.
And, dude, do you know who he stole from for that promo? Has it been coming out in the articles and shit?
No, but I know who it was. Dusty Rhodes, right?
Yeah, it was the Dusty Rhodes promo, and it was blatant. I mean, it was blatant. He was doing the same fucking thing with the hand out and the and the humble and this and that, and talking about his family. It was the same fucking thing. And and Rock was stuttering a lot during it too. He didn't deliver it that well, if you ask me.
What'd you think of the match? I thought Rock's been chaining with Michael McGillicuddy, Joe Henning. You put up a photo on WZROnline.com of those 2 training in the ring. I mean, Rock took it serious, man. He's been working hard. He's been training.
I was going to say that if you compare that match to his other match with John Cena, I would say his match with Punk was a lot better.
It was great, right? They had a great match, dude. I know you wanted.
Like at WrestleMania, Rock was like noticeably winded near the end of the match with Cena. Like he was gassed. Like he was just gassed. Like a fighter in a UFC match where like it looks like they can't even hold their own hands up to gas. Like Rock was like that in WrestleMania.
Would you?
Here, he was good, man. He was sharp. He was on his game. It was a good match.
He was, man. He looked great. I guess the highlights of the match. At one point, the lights went out. The Shield was actually under the ring. How they got there? Yeah, I don't know if they if there was like an escape door where it goes to the basement of the arena, or if the lights went out. But they were able to sneak them out and get them under the ring before the match. And then the lights went out. They never came back on while the Shield was out there. It kind of flashed a couple of times. And Michael Cole, he's out there screaming, "It's the Shield, I can see him," but none of us could. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole point was, because if the Shield interfered,
right,
Punk was going to be stripped. And
exactly.
They had to be like, well, we don't know for sure if the Shield, that way Punk would deny it.
Correct, exactly. That was the whole stipulation where, like Boone said, if the Shield came out, Vince McMahon said that, on Raw last week. So, anyways, CM Punk wound up, winning the belt after the Shield came out, and then Vince McMahon came out, said, wait a minute, everybody knows that was the Shield, da-da-da-da-da. Rock jumped in and basically said, no, we're not going to end the match like that, man, restart the match, and then they went for about another 2 minutes, and Rock wound up winning the WWE title. There was that scary spot that I know you wanted to talk about where Rock was about to give him, I think it was a rock bottom, right, through the announce table, and broke.
The table just collapsed?
Yeah.
There was a couple of scary spots. I want to say earlier than that, maybe twice, Punk did something to where Rock, damn near landed right on his head, right on top of his head. It was scary as shit. I remember it happened twice, and I was like, wow, Rock's got... And I remember thinking while I was watching, I was like, I wonder if Rock's starting to get pissed. All right, I know, Punk, you're supposed to be this fucking, worker, wrestler, but why don't you take it easy here? I'm like a fucking, goddamn movie star here. Don't fucking break me in half. You know what I mean? You can just see, why don't you fucking take it easy? It wasn't necessary to do that weird-ass spot just there. I remember thinking, trying to think inside of Rock's head. What is he thinking right now? What's going on? Because those 2 times, he could have been seriously hurt.
Well, the 2 guys that have been most vocal about The Rock, leaving WWE and going to Hollywood have been John Cena and CM Punk. And in recent interviews with both CM Punk and John Cena, they're kind of praising him a little bit more. And I'm guessing that Rock probably sat down with both of them and said, "Listen, man, I did my time, da-da-da-da-da-da," and basically said, when I come back, I'm here. I'm training with Michael McGillicuddy. I'm working my ass off, man. I'm going to be here from now until WrestleMania. Same thing last year when he returned, And John Cena and CM Punk, especially CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk was just adamant that this guy's a fucking joke, dude. He shouldn't be coming back to WWE. And he really felt that way,
His beef was more along lines of, why is he's got a fucking roped off spot in the main event of WrestleMania, reserved for him and shit, and he's not even here on the road every week like we are. It's bullshit, and and Punk said it perfect with one line. He was something like, the guy who the best wrestler or the best good guy should face the best bad guy at the best wrestling show of the year, and he said that should be me versus John Cena at WrestleMania or something like that on one of the interviews, and it was like, that's exactly right. The Rock wasn't the best good guy all year because he hasn't been here all year. You know what I mean? So it makes sense from that perspective. But at the same time, Punk's not retarded. I'm sure he understands that Vince McMahon's a businessman, and this is just fucking good business.
Of course, I love Punk's gimmick. I mean, let's move on to Raw. I mean, Royal Rumble, it was a good show, dude. I give it, like I said, a solid C+. Probably more
C+.
Probably more along the lines of a B-, dude. I wanted more.
I go B+.
I wanted more from the Royal Rumble. That's the problem that I had. I don't know if I expected more surprises. I don't know, man. I just wanted something more. I wanted something more from the Royal Rumble. Big Show Del Rio. I didn't like the ending. I thought Rock versus CM Punk was great. And then the Team Hell No and the Rhodes Scholar, it didn't do much for me, So I was a little bit disappointed, like I said, in the Rumble match. And then the main event was the only real thing that, really did it for me. I don't know. Let's take a phone call.
Well, I'd say that the Team Hell No, Team Rhodes Scholars, who gives a shit. The Big Show Del Rio finish, I thought was at least something different.
Yeah.
I like that. The Rock's Punk match, like I said, I thought was great. And the Rumble match I thought was awesome as well. So I thought it was a good B+ show. Let's
mix it up a little bit. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? 803 area. 803 area code. You're live. Hung up.
Get out of here.
He hung up on us. That's all right. I was going to mix it up a little bit. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. If you guys want to call up right now, man, talk about the Royal Rumble, Monday Night Raw from last night, go right ahead, man. Feel free. We got a lot of new people. You know, traffic's high on the website. Probably a bunch of new people. I haven't done this tonight. Get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com. Drink up /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get there. We got lots and lots of good people in the chat room. Can you believe it?
Are there lots and lots of bad people in there too, or just lots and lots of good people?
The Army's all good people, dude. We don't have a lot of bad people, you know?
All right.
They're all good
That's
people.
Good to know.
So anyway, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there. Lots and lots of people in there tonight. As always, WZROnline.com/chat. Caller, you're live. WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to, just talk about the Royal Rumble for a second. I have two things to say. First of all, I had a little Royal Rumble party at my house. You know, there's probably about 10 people watching it. Everybody said the same thing, that the Rock CM Punk match, it just ended on a weird note. It was just too quick, and he lost on the people's elbow. And second of all, it was just great. The whole thing with Chris Jericho and the Royal Rumble, I mean, that just pretty much, I actually paid for it this time because there's so many people, you know, over my house. But yeah, the whole Chris Jericho thing was just worth it. But thanks a lot. Bye.
Yeah, the Chris Jericho was an awesome return, Boone. I mean, you know, they kept him hidden in a bus during the afternoon or evening hours before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, so it was a big surprise to everybody, you know.
I wanted to talk. Yeah, I liked his comment about what did you think of Punk losing the title to a people's elbow? Because the move itself is almost a joke. You know what I mean? It's almost like a mocking of Hogan's leg drop. Like, I'm gonna just drop this elbow and that's gonna be my finisher. You know.
Yeah,
a big elaborate setup where he swings his leg around. You know what I mean?
And that's what the caller was talking about too. You know, where come on, the people's elbow.
What did you think? What did you think of that? Like, was it kind of bullshit to have him have to lay there for 3 seconds while getting pinned after that move? You know what I mean?
Course,
like, they fight for 30 minutes and that's what finishes him.
Of course, man. Of course. You know, I mean, come on, the people's elbow. And CM Punk's probably thinking to himself. You know, he's thinking to himself, "What the? Are you serious, man?"
You know, and Punk's a lot like Austin. And you remember The Rock. When it was at one of the Hall of Fames, The Rock was talking about how Austin used to say, "You wanna pin me after what? That stupid crap," talking about the people's elbow. And
yeah.
He said he'd just punch him in the face and be like, "There's no fucking way I'm laying there for 3 seconds. I'm not jobbing out to a fucking elbow."
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
So I'm on?
You are live.
All right, I got two comments. Bo Dallas, that guy is Mike Rotunda's son.
Mm-hmm.
Second comment, John Cena kept talking about CM Punk and Rock. Last night in his promo, what do you think, since it was once in a lifetime, what do you think about CM Punk, John Cena, The Rock, triple threat at WrestleMania?
Triple threat. You know what? I was thinking about that, and I brought it up to Boone a couple times, and you always turn it down, man. Triple threat.
Sorry,
because
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen, right? Because they like to do the one-on-one main events.
One-on-one main event for WrestleMania. Yeah.
You're right. And Cena came out last night and basically said, you know, we're gonna have the rematch between CM Punk and The Rock at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. That's gonna headline that show. By the way, I think they're only gonna do one Elimination Chamber match. It's gonna be for the World Heavyweight title this year. I don't think they're gonna do a Raw and a SmackDown. It'll be a SmackDown one with Alberto Del Rio, Randy Orton, The Big Show, Sheamus, and I forget the other one. But there's only gonna be one this year, unless plans change. But see what happens. And then you'll have Rock. But Cena's gonna basically challenge the winner of Rock and CM Punk in Elimination
Chamber. What was funny about that was Cena announced that he was going to challenge the winner of Rock versus CM Punk on Raw last night before Rock CM Punk 2 was even announced. Like, he was sitting there saying, "I'm going to challenge either for the world title or the WWE title," and he's like, well. And he was describing the world. This was bullshit too. He was like, "I could win the world title, the WWE title. I'm not sure if I could win." He was almost saying the world title and Alberto Del Rio is lesser of a champion than Rock or Punk, which was the second item here. Which is that he said if he were to fight the WWE champion, it would either be The Rock or CM Punk, whoever wins. I think he said. Right. And I remember thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? you know, The Rock won the title, there is no more CM Punk. And then as soon as the fucking show went on a little further on Raw, we get, you know, CM Punk and The Rock 2 announced for the Chamber. So that was a little weird.
Yeah, they jumped the gun a little bit there.
Yeah, it was a little out of order.
Caller from overseas. I think this is
Yeah, I'm calling from England.
England.
I'm in the chat room at the minute.
Wow, no doubt.
What's up, mate?
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm in the chat room as Matt Boone, speaker killing treble. Right, anyway, yeah, just a quick question. Now, everyone keeps mentioning on your website, because I'm on all your websites just to see what's going on and all that lot, but everyone keeps mentioning now The Rock screwed CM Punk with a people's elbow and stuff like that. I keep mentioning, don't you think they kind of screwed everyone on the roster that CM Punk beat? You know, to keep the championship for so long that they loses to an elbow drop of all things, but obviously someone's already asked you that. So the question I have to ask is, why on earth would John Cena already announce that CM Punk or The Rock is going to be champion at WrestleMania? Because it just makes it no point now by an elimination chamber.
You're right, and that's what Boom brought up.
Ryan, first and foremost, I want to thank you, because I didn't think you had it in you to get the stars on the show here tonight, but ladies and gentlemen, Wade Barrett just called into WZR. Put your hands together, man. That's pretty awesome.
From across the pond, brother.
Yeah, man, Wade Barrett from across the pond, stopping by.
People calling from overseas, all over the place. Isn't it crazy, man, that we're here on Tuesday nights? You got people from Canada, from the United Kingdom.
Tuesday nights? What time is it in England? It's probably like fucking 2 in the morning or some crazy shit
I think they're on about a 5-hour delay over there. So if it's 9 o'clock Eastern here, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1,
yeah,
about
that'd be
2.
Like 1 in the morning.
About 2 o'clock in the morning over there,
yeah,
man.
1, 2 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. But that's what you were just talking about with this question, you know, where goddamn he beats him with a people's elbow of 400 and something days as WWE champion and gets beat with the people's elbow, man. Goddamn, you know.
I mean, he kind of addressed that on Raw in a sense. You know what I mean? He couldn't come out and say it was bullshit that, you know, I won and then got overturned and lost to a fucking shitty move after beforehand. But he said that I made the title mean something.
Right.
And this guy just comes in and just fucking takes it, or this guy comes in and it's just handed to him. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened. So if you read between the lines, you know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
Which is in typical Punk fashion. But it was good.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, Ryan, Matt, what's going on, guys?
Going on, buddy?
Not much. Hey, so I know you guys haven't talked about it yet, but with the whole Brock and Vince McMahon thing, 2 questions on that. Was that done, I mean, I thought, to start his feud with Triple H again, because Vince is his father-in-law, so maybe that will get Triple H to come out. And also, for a second, did you guys think that maybe, or at least I did, that maybe he was going to turn on Paul Heyman, and like it was going to be a little swerve because he sided with Punk, especially when he kind of like pushed him back in the corner? I kind of thought for a second that maybe he's going to, you know, do a little something, and then, I mean, obviously he attacked Vince, but is that to start the feud with Triple H, where now we might see him, since, you know, he attacked his father-in-law and stuff?
All right, let me address. Let me address this first, dude, and then because he brings up a very good question. First and foremost, as far as did I think he was going to turn in F5 Heyman last night? I did. It was going through my mind the entire.
I was going to say I didn't. I did not.
Really? See, it was going through my mind the entire time that, you know what, dude? He's going to act like he's going after Vince right now. And all of a sudden he's going to turn and point to Heyman and give Heyman the F5 because Heyman's already tied up with CM Punk, right? So now he's going to manage what? Both of them, Brock Lesnar and CM Punk? So I'm thinking, all right, if Heyman's going to stick around with CM Punk, this is a way to get Paul Heyman away from Brock Lesnar. Brock's going to F5 him. But then they went with Vince McMahon. And then as far as, you know, Vince McMahon is obviously going to have a reaction probably next week, and we're not going to see Vince versus Lesnar. Vince is going to say, I'm going to take you on now. So Vince is going to have to find somebody to bring out to set up the next feud for Brock Lesnar. Now, the 2 people that could be are Triple H, and there were plans to do a Triple H versus Brock Lesnar rematch at WrestleMania 29, or you bring out Taker and you've got Taker versus Lesnar. So those are the two
God,
options.
I hope they do that. That would be so cool.
Right.
I think they will, but it'd
right.
be so cool.
So it's got to be Vince is going to come back and bring somebody out, or somebody is going to come. If Vince doesn't, bring him out and say, I got somebody that's going to take you on now, somebody's going to come out. Brock's going to attack Vince again, and then somebody's music's going to hit, and they're going to come and make the save for Vince. Who that is, whether it be Taker or Triple H, all depends on what they have planned for WrestleMania. Is it
It'll
going to
be Hunter. I mean, you can just see it'll be Hunter. But the one thing I wanted to note before we go to break was, no, I didn't think Lesnar was going to turn on Heyman at any point, but I did think it was cool to see that. It was almost like a third dimension to Lesnar's character, where he's this big monster that doesn't really verbalize that much, doesn't really show any emotion, but he seems like he has no life to him, right? And then Heyman is the one guy that he associates with, and it's like, he's he stops being a monster just for a second to tell Heyman, go in the corner, dude, get your ass back there. You know what I mean? You could almost see a personality there a little bit. I just thought it was kind of clever, very subtle, but it was unique. I thought it was cool. And then you got Heyman freaking out. Vince, get out of here! Vince, just leave!
Yeah,
Vince, get out of here!
Heyman was gold, bro. Heyman was fucking gold last night. And this
I knew it too. I was like, wait a minute, you're giving Heyman the main event? Oh shit! Get ready, because he's gonna do something good.
Here's the deal. There are 4 of you guys right now that are calling us live, so we're getting bombarded with phone calls tonight. So here's the deal. We're going to take a 7-minute break. We're actually going to play the Paul Heyman, because we're talking about it right now. We're going to play the Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar return, Vince McMahon stuff from last night, just highlights. It's about 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so we're going to play that during the break. When we come back, I'm going to put the rapid fire segment up on Facebook as well, and then when we come back, we're going to touch base on Monday Night Raw. We'll just do the big things, like the main events. I mean, we've been incorporating it into the first hour, so we don't really have to go through Raw from top to bottom. So we're gonna we'll touch base on Raw. We're gonna do the rapid fire segment, and we're gonna be taking more of your live phone calls. So just hold off until after the break, and then when we come back, we'll get to each and every one of you guys before we go off the air here tonight. So rapid fire.
You want your rapid fire, and the way you can submit rapid fire questions and comments is by logging on to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR, the top poster, that's you for your rapid fire questions and comments. Keep them brief, one line or less. That way we can answer them in a rapid fire fashion. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
Oh, I had to hold in that cough, man, for the break. All right. So here we go. We're taking a commercial break. We're coming back. Your live phone calls, the rapid fire segment. We're going to touch base on Monday Night Raw as well. You are listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. Radio here for our numero dos. Boy, that was a nasty bump that Vince McMahon took. That was nasty. Mad B? That bump, the F5. I mean, Vince McMahon's 70-year-old man. You know what I'm saying, dude? That was quite the bump.
He is fucking nuts, man. He is crazy.
I went, I replayed that. Oh, boy, here we go. Here's a text message.
Oh, jeez. That's me accessing.
It is you.
Wow.
Oh, all right. What do you gotta... We'll be all right. We'll get out of here. Okay, so we have rapid fire in hour number 2. We are going to be taking your live phone calls, and we're going to, like I said, just touch on Monday Night Raw. We'll open hour number 2 up with a phone call. That's what we said we were going to do. So on, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, will there be a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, and is Brock Lesnar the leader of the Shield?
Well, I don't know if there'll be a Money in the Bank match.
Oh no, what are you doing?
He sounded like Howard Finkel, bro. Did he not? A little bit, dude.
He sounded like Barney a little bit, like don't.
That's not right. I know. I don't make fun of the phone call. I'm not making fun of him. I like his accent. I like the way he's.
Yeah, okay. I love it.
Get out of here, dude. So anyway,
what was the question?
Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. I think so. I don't think there was one.
Well, why would there be? They have the whole pay-per-view for Money in the Bank now, don't they? Or that. I guess it is. Well, yeah, what? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not confirmed. I don't even know if it's like, you know what, dude? I mean, people.
When the fuck is Ziggy gonna cash in, by
It says Ziggy.
I'm
I know.
trying to say it like with a straight face.
I was wondering that last night too. You've got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view where you could come out and cash in there, but I don't know, man. He's got to cash in before WrestleMania, right? What happens if he
Or at WrestleMania, by WrestleMania.
Or at WrestleMania. I guess he could do it at the actual pay-per-view. I mean, WWE's gonna make their own rules as they go, you know. But who knows, man? Maybe he'll be the first ever guy to not cash in.
Cash in.
Never,
that'd be funny.
never cash in. Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. And people like that caller asked the question. You know, is there going to be a Money in the Bank? I don't even know if WWE knows. We're still months out in advance, and I'm not sure they have. I mean, they've got the main matches set for WrestleMania, but I'm not sure that the undercard matches are even set right now. Where you're asking us questions like that, where WWE hasn't even. I mean, I'm sure they've talked about it. Are we going to do Money in the Bank? But I don't think there's been any final decisions made as of right now when we're still 3 or 4 months, about 3 months out before WrestleMania 29, so it's possible. I would say, well, you brought up a good point with the entire Money in the Bank pay-per-view that they had, but it's been like an ongoing storyline where they've had the briefcase pretty much every year, for the last couple of years, so it's an ongoing storyline, plus it puts a new guy, whoever they want it to be, it gives them that spotlight, for however long they hold on to the briefcase. The guy walking around with the briefcase, you just never know, and you've got to keep him in the back of your mind, and it elevates them, man, into, I'm not necessarily a main eventer, but it keeps you intrigued, as to when they're going to cash in, what they're going to do, and you always know that they have the briefcase, so, I don't know.
I was just thinking about what it would be like if you actually won the briefcase, to have to actually carry that fucking goofy thing around airports for the next year.
Yeah, I know. My Zigga!
And it's all dented up, too, so he's got to carry that big dented fucking neon briefcase around everywhere. Wow, that sucks.
585 in the chat room. Boone! My Zigga! My Zigga!
Oh, 'cause of Ziggy?
What up, my Zigga?
585. Why do I know that area code? What is that?
Caller, you're live from the... What is this? 8 something. You're live. What's up? 858.
This is Ryan. This is Ryan Clark's biggest fan.
What's up, buddy?
I want to point out a mistake
How tall are you?
and then a question.
You want to play something and then ask a question? Do it up.
Your mistake is you keep saying Ziggler has until WrestleMania to cash in. He has until July at Money in the Bank to cash in.
Oh, that's right. He won it he didn't win it at WrestleMania, did he?
Right.
Oh, you're
now,
right.
My question.
That's a good point he brings up, Boone. He, you know what, dude? I was thinking he had until WrestleMania, but he actually won it at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, so he's got...
Oh, actually, I'll fight you.
Yeah, all right, no doubt. All right.
No, real quick, though, I got a question for Ryan Clark's biggest fan. How tall are you?
How tall am I?
Yeah, how tall are you? You're his
5'8".
biggest fan, so...
5'8".
5'8"? You don't have any fans bigger than 5'8", Ryan?
585. Area code 585.
Oh, that's close. Yeah.
It's
All right.
858.
Oh, 85. No, somebody in the chat room was 585. I know you're 858, but anyway. So, all right. So, what's the second question?
Do you think they can do like a Shield versus Cena and Ryback in the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, if they do, they set it up. Actually, the last couple of weeks they've been teasing it, man. With the Shield against, who is it? It's Ryback, John Cena, and Sheamus. So they could either do it in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view match itself, or they could do a 6-man tag team match. I don't think they're not going to do that on Monday Night Raw. I don't think, man. I was thinking maybe they set it up last night and then they would go right into Raw next week and do a 6-man tag between all 6 of them. But I think that's more of a pay-per-view match. But then you're taking a lot of your main event guys out of singles matches or even tag team. I mean, John Cena, Sheamus. It's a lot of guys, man. And then, like I talked about earlier, I don't think they're doing a Raw Elimination Chamber match. So if they're not going to do a Raw Elimination Chamber match, that may take the place of the 6-man tag may take the place of the chamber match for the Raw brand, and then the SmackDown brand would have the Elimination Chamber for the world title, you know?
Listen, keep going.
Yeah. you guys can call us up. It's 518-712-3070. 518-712-3070. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up? Hey now.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
All right. I got a couple of quick questions. The first one being, do you guys think that they will break the record of WrestleMania 3 at the MetLife with 100,000 people or so? And the second question I got is, do you guys think that the Warrior will return in some capacity for a run? And then the third one and last one is, what do you guys think about that video of that fat kid throwing a tantrum because The Rock won? Messing up everything in his room.
Oh, man.
Dude, I haven't seen it. What is it now? There's a video of a fat kid throwing a fit because The Rock won?
Yeah. Let's, alright, the first question that he talked about.
No, I want to hear about the fat kid. I'm not
we're
gonna
gonna get.
I'm not going to be able to focus, dude.
Listen,
I'm going to be thinking about the fat kid.
We'll get to it. So
I'm going to be distracted.
So, you weren't even listening a minute ago, so get the fuck out of here. Alright, so the first question is, are they gonna break the record from WrestleMania 3?
Chronological bullshit.
103,000 people? No, not in these days, man. I mean, what they have last year, 60,000, 65,000. It is New York City. It is New Jersey. It's a big market for wrestling, but 103,000 people? Nah, they're not gonna come close to 103,000 people. The Ultimate Warrior, another run coming back to WWE? No, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Warrior, he doesn't need WWE. He doesn't need WW. You're such a fucking prick. Warrior doesn't need WWE. He doesn't need the money. And plus he plays hardball with them. You know, if they were to contact him, you know, Warrior would make all these demands. I don't think it's gonna happen. And then there's this fat kid that.
Yeah, there is. Fat motherfucking baby. What's going on with this?
So at the Royal Rumble.
Cheeseburgers, man.
It looked a little bit scripted to me, man, but nonetheless, it was funny, man. He
ate the script and
he ate the TV, almost ate the TV, man. He got angry, man. He's a big fan of.
Right?
He got angry. He's a big fan of CM Punk, and CM Punk lost the title, and he threw a little hissy fit.
Did he stamp his feet and like?
Well, you know, the sister was following him around with a camera. And he got real pissed off at her, saying, you know, come on, leave me alone, dude. And he starts kicking the DVDs. He took a DVD
How old is this kid?
of The Rock. He's probably close to 20, I'd say. You know?
Oh my God! I'm picturing like a little fucking an 8-year-old or something.
Here.
That's 2 now.
Oh, he's mad. He's mad. Look at the look on his face.
Also, he's fat. Yeah.
Oh, he's mad. He's mad.
Plus, he's fat.
Oh, he slams the title belt. He slams his title belt.
A fat guy did.
And he walks. He slams the door. He's going to his room.
A fat guy slammed the door.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck. Get out.
Get out.
Get the fuck out.
So mean.
Get out.
Get out.
Film in here.
Don't fucking film in here.
Bridget, please get out.
We need.
You're laughing at me and I'm getting pissed the fuck off about it.
Oh no! He kicks the DVDs over.
What's that? What's the Rock at in this fucking thing?
Uh-oh, he's got a Rock DVD. Oh no!
What do I think about you, Rock?
Oh! Michael!
About you, Rocky?
Oh!
Get out! Seriously, please!
Ooh!
What do you do? Break the Rock DVD?
100 days. Throw it away for the fucking, so we can promote another fucking movie until WrestleMania.
400 days so he can promote another fucking movie at WrestleMania. God damn it, Rock! God damn it, Rock! I can't believe it! What's wrong with you, Rock? 400 days. Also, you could come back and promote a fucking movie, dude.
Yo, fucking great acting job, by the way. You sound just like him. That was Are you fat?
What was there was another video where the dude fucking...
I asked you a question. Are you fat?
No, I'm not fat. I'm not. You used to be a little fatty McGee, though.
You used to be 300 pounds.
You used to be a little fat chubster. Little chubster.
I was a big fat, though.
You had the big ponytail, too, dude, right? Big
big fucking beard.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fat people. Some people like to eat, you know?
Hey, I used to love to eat.
I like to eat, man. I mean, some people don't have, I got good, good genes, man, where I can eat as much as all
Metabolism.
Metabolism, man. All the fatty foods in the world, you know what I mean, dude? Some people don't have
me
that.
Too. I got that, too. But, yeah.
Anyway, so the guy was angry, dude. He got pissed off.
And he was fat.
Yeah, he was a little bit on the chubster side, yes.
And you say he was about 20? That's crazy. That's funny.
Yeah, he was definitely...
I love guys that take wrestling way too seriously. I bet that's the fucking... It's still real to me, guys. Like, a nephew or something, you know?
Well, and people do, bro. I mean, people really take this shit serious, dude, where they think it's real and they forget that... it's scripted. The outcomes are scripted. I mean, if you go to, like, WWE's Facebook page, or if you go to WWE.com and you read the comments section, man, it is hilarious, dude, to see some of these comments. Like, I can't believe that these people really think... I mean, it's not UFC. It's not boxing.
So you're
you know
telling
what I mean?
me that a fat kid on YouTube, fat, by the way, like, oversized, he weighs too much for his body, because he's fat. He breaks a Rock DVD to prove a point. Is that what I'm?
He kicked. I'll send you the video when we go off the air. But it looked a little bit. I don't know. It looked. I mean, it was like if you go back and you watch it a couple different times, dude. Like the camera, it's almost like she shut off the camera and then turned it back on, and then like they pieced it together. Type thing.
Like there was some edits or something?
Yeah, like something was edited and then it showed up on YouTube. It just seemed like it was a little bit staged. I don't know. I just did it.
Somebody needs to get word to the fat kid that I'll fight him.
Yeah, and you'll beat him up in 2 seconds.
And the only reason I'll fight him is to promote a movie at WrestleMania, so hopefully he can live with that after he gets his ass whooped. Big fat kid.
So, let's, we'll mix it up a little bit. We'll do the rapid fire segment, and then, you guys can do phone calls as well, 518-712. Actually, you know what? Monday Night Raw, I loved, the CM Punk stuff from last night, dude, where he opened the show, he came out, he was pissed off, dude, he threw a hissy fit, that was a good way to start off Raw, and then Vince McMahon came out in the opening segment, and, basically said that tonight, he'd be doing a performance review on Paul Heyman. That's what we played for you guys during the break. So we had that. What were the other big moments on Raw? They followed up Wade Barrett and Bo Dallas, right? Where Bo Dallas picked up the win. What was up with JBL on commentary last night? I mean, normally JBL takes a lot of shots at Michael Cole, right? But it seemed like he was just they were
hamming it up, weren't they?
Not in a good mood last night on Raw was JBL, dude. He just seemed pissed off, and he was so. He always takes the shots at Michael Cole. It's nothing new, but last night was way over the top. Anybody else notice that in the chat room where JBL seemed miserable last night? I don't know. Something
you know why he was miserable?
Because he's fat or something like that.
Because Michael Cole pulled out a can of salsa, but it was from New York City. You remember those commercials, dude?
What?
They have the guys sitting around a fire and like they're all eating chips and salsa. And where's yours from? Texas. And he says, where's yours from? He says, New York City. And they all stop and look at him and they repeat in their southern accents, New York City. Because salsa's a southern thing.
So,
anyways,
that's...
JBL's a cowboy. He's from Texas. So he was pissed off because Michael Cole had some New York City salsa.
Oh.
Wow. You make me go to that length to explain the joke and lose all its mustard. To those who got it, though, I'm sure it was a cute little fucking grinner. You know what you need to get is like a the sound of a toilet flushing.
Remember we had Bobby Heenan on here one time, and we brought up somebody. I can't remember who it was, man, but he flushed a toilet. Remember? It was Bobby Heenan, and we asked him about somebody, man, and he said, "You know what I think about him?" And then he flushed the toilet.
Yeah, I do remember that. Who the fuck who were we talking about? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, man. I don't remember, but it was somebody, and he.
I remember that he did that though. He was like, "Hold on, you want to know what I think about that guy? Hold on, I'll tell you right now." And here's toilet flushing.
Everybody in the chat room saying it was Tony Schiavone.
Was it Tony Schiavone? No. Was it Tony Schiavone?
Everybody in the chat room says that. They remember better than us, man. You know?
Yeah, because I remember he did that same. Because I remember that interview pretty well because he actually did the same interview for like a bunch of other websites.
Right.
If you want to get that, like he did, he was appearing to promote a book or some shit.
Yeah.
And when he did the interview with the other sites, you could tell he had shit he wanted to say because he got the same jokes in and everything. Like it was like we got the carbon copy interview.
Pretty much.
And it was our first big interview, so we're all like fucking thinking we're the shit.
Yeah. No, it's because
it was fun. Good old days.
Yeah. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hello, mate. Well, I'm calling back again because one, I don't sound like Wade Barrett at all. He's from the north, I'm from the south. And secondly, I have a question for you. It's actually a really good question that don't ever seem to get answered. And that is, everyone seems to have a go at John Cena's 5 moves of doom. So I've got a challenge for you, so you don't have to answer it right now. But that is, name 5 wrestlers that don't have 5 moves of doom.
Name 5
wrestlers that what?
Name 5 other wrestlers that don't have the 5 moves of doom. I can't do the UK accent. I try.
5 moves of doom.
5 moves that, like John Cena's got. I love the British accent, by the way. But
I can't understand him.
he got 5 moves of doom. Like John Cena comes out and he's got
he only has 5 moves. Yeah.
He's got the 5 moves. Name 5 other wrestlers that have 5 moves of doom.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash. Yeah, I agree with that.
Other big guys, probably like Big Show, maybe.
Probably The Rock, right? The Rock's got 5 moves. He's got the people.
The Rock's got a bunch.
Oh, come on, dude! He's got the people's elbow. He's got the rock bottom. He's got the eyebrow. I guess is a move.
He's got the sharpshooter. He's got the fucking sidewalk slam. He's got the fucking. He's got.
Hogan with the leg drop.
Hogan would be one, yeah, probably Hogan.
Right.
Hogan, I'd say Hogan, Big Show, Kevin Nash.
Big Show, that's a good one. Yeah, with the.
Fuck me, didn't we just say another one?
I mean, listen, I know the Undertaker's a great worker, dude, but it always comes down to the tombstone and then the pile driver.
No, don't you dare throw the Undertaker's got a trillion moves. He's got more than 5 finishers.
What do you mean, dude?
He's got the last ride. He's got the choke slam. He's got the tombstone. That's 4 finishers right there. That's just his finishing moves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about. Like wrestlers that have, 5 finishing moves. Have multiple.
5 moves of doom. It means like if you have a match, how many different moves can you mix up in your match?
Well,
then Kevin Nash was famous for only having 5 moves. Like no matter what you do, he's got 5 things he can do in the ring.
All right, no doubt.
Jim Cornette would always say it about him. He's got 5 moves of doom.
Why is everybody saying Randy Orton? Randy Orton's a great worker.
He's got plenty of moves. You want me to tell you real quick the story about why that 5 moves of doom thing started? I'll tell you real quick. Jim Cornette, back during the Attitude Era, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, they go to WCW, they start the NWO. WWF, meanwhile, they have the fake Diesel and the fake Razor Ramon. The fake Diesel, actually, was Kane. He played the fake Diesel, and then fake Razor Ramon was this other wrestler. Anyways, they asked Jim Cornette to go watch tapes of Diesel and Razor Ramon matches so that they could train the fake Diesel and the fake Razor Ramon to work like them. And he discovered while tape watching for Diesel that he only had 5 moves. They came up with the term 5 moves of doom, and he's been fucking with him ever since. So that's where that came from.
Cool story, bro.
Little history lesson for the children.
All right, here we go for the rapid fire segment. Justin Nestor, hey Ryan, I'm going to the city this weekend. What place do you eat in? And when you go to the city, since WrestleMania will be outside, if it snows or rain, will they cancel it? The place that I eat at in New York City, I actually saw your comment there. He said that he wanted to go to see where we eat in New York City, but it's the Dallas Barbecue, and I know it's in Midtown Manhattan, Rygao. I tried asking him in the chat room. I know it's on 8th, and I'm not sure. Give me the address, Rygao. What's the address for Dallas Barbecue in New York City? It's 8th Ave and would you shut up? It's Midtown Manhattan. It's 8th Ave and something, man. If you're at Madison, would you shut up, man? It's at hey, shut up, man. I'm gonna make you call back so I can answer this.
10 minutes talking about an address.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, man. It's 8th and 23rd Street is what it is. Dallas Barbecue, Midtown Manhattan. And then as far as, if it rains or snows for WrestleMania, just like last year, man, they had there's like a cover that goes over the ring just in case it rains. So there won't be any problems. I mean, if you're sitting in the crowd, you're going to get wet. Not only that, but WrestleMania is in April, and it rarely snows down in New York City in April. It's very, very rare. It could be cold. But I'd say, I'd say 50s or 60s, and if not warmer than that, and like I said, with the rain or the snow, there'll be something over the ring. For you guys in the crowd, though, you're fucked. Matthew Perez, ain't nobody got time for commenting. I like that. Round of applause.
Oh, yeah, I can't believe you haven't played that yet.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. You want it again? Want to play it one more time? Yeah, you like that one? It was a good one, right? Let's check it out. Here. Oh, man.
I was going to talk, but you're trying to interrupt me with it. I know it.
Hmm?
I was going to talk, but you're trying to interrupt me with the song.
Now I gotta play. You really fucked me up on this one by asking me to play it. I gotta let the advertisement play. And it's gonna be old.
Oh,
it's gonna be it's gonna be old by the time.
It's already old. You should have the MP3 downloaded and ready for the fucking show if you're gonna.
All right, I got it. It's not old yet. It's not old yet.
It describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yay!
Ain't nobody got time for that.
He said, yay!
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hey, Charlie,
Got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey! Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, it's a fire. Time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey! Woo, woo, woo. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That was a little bit much.
That was a good one.
At the end there, the woo, that was bad.
Zach Fair, what do you think? Who do you think the Shield will take on at WrestleMania?
I don't got time to even think about it.
Ain't nobody got time.
Right back into it, dude.
Ain't nobody got time for that, dude. No, I don't know, man. Shield at WrestleMania. They'll be in one of the top matches, though, no doubt about it, man. I mean, the way they're pushing those guys, they'll be there. They'll definitely be on WrestleMania. Lewis Dodd, do you guys think the original Kane is happy with the new Kane gimmick? It's like Tenzai last night. Tenzai came out and, they put him in lingerie on Raw last night.
Bastard, man.
That poor guy, man, and, he's taking it in stride, man, where he basically told people today it's only entertainment and, it is what it is, man. It's entertainment, so he goes along with it. Guy wants a paycheck, so that's why he does it, Steve Williams Jr., when is Chris Hero and Richie Steamboat coming to WWE TV? They're two of the guys.
I don't have any time to think about that, man. To be honest with you.
They're two of the better workers down in developmental. Who's the other guy? Leo Kruger, I think, has been working live events as well. So, they're bringing up a lot of guys from NXT. So, Well, I mean, there's been 5 guys, right? The Shield, Biggie Langston, and now Bo Dallas at the Royal Rumble and Raw last night. So, you can't bring too many in at one time, and you've already got 5 that have been called up. So it may be a little bit, depending on how many more they plan to bring up immediately, John Harris, could we see Punk and Lesnar versus Triple H and Taker in a tag team match at WrestleMania? No way.
Never.
No way, because Taker's got the undefeated streak, man. And it's always been in singles matches, I believe, right? Taker's every match at WrestleMania has been a singles match, or no? Do you know? Hello? No? It's not true? Whatever.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Caller, you're
Ain't
live.
nobody got time for that.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yes, I would like to think there's possibly sort of a proposition here. Do you think it's possible that CM Punk was never involved with Heyman and the Shield? Therefore, he'll be mad that Heyman went behind his back and invited the Shield or hired them, and therefore he got screwed out of a title, and therefore he'll end up having to be against Brock Lesnar later on in the future.
It's a good point that you bring up, and then with Brock Lesnar coming back, I mean, everybody's wondering, is Paul Heyman going to manage both Brock Lesnar and CM Punk? You would think no, and with that being said,
why would you think no?
Well, I mean, Brock Lesnar.
Why is that so unheard of to you? You keep saying it's like it's. I don't see what the big deal is. Why can't he manage them both?
No, he can. He definitely can. I'm just saying. I mean, Brock Lesnar needs that mouthpiece. Brock Lesnar can't talk for shit on a microphone.
Exactly.
So you take Paul Heyman there and you put him with Lesnar. CM Punk doesn't need Paul Heyman by his side anymore.
I was gonna say if either one of them drop Heyman, it's Punk. It's not Lesnar. The whole reason having Heyman was brought in was
right.
To talk to Lesnar.
So he brings
they just kept him with Punk because Lesnar wasn't gonna.
Right, but the caller just brought up the question of basically saying that now that Brock's back and CM Punk doesn't need Heyman, the backstage segment of and WWE.com has an article up, who gave that video to Vince McMahon of Paul Heyman backstage last night, with the Shield and who was it, Brad Maddox? Who gave that video to Vince? Well, maybe it was CM Punk, right? Maybe it was CM Punk that did it.
And the other thing is, if Heyman keeps managing both guys, you say Brock Lesnar either re-signed or is going to be re-signing a 2-year deal with WWE. I could see a ready-made storyline where they fight each other because Heyman manages them both, and something happens. Something happens to where there's dissension between them. You know what I mean?
I think CM Punk leaked the video to Vince McMahon last night, and I think that's where the angle's going to go next week on Raw, and then Paul Heyman's going to get pissed off at CM Punk and basically say, "What the fuck, bro?" You know what I mean?
I don't think it's ever even brought up who leaked the video. I don't even think that'll be an issue.
Yeah, but WWE.com's got it's like a top story headline on their website right now. Yeah, who leaked the video?
Who leaked the video? Oh shit. Okay.
Maybe
it is.
So they're going to follow it up with something, but then that would almost be a CM Punk babyface turn, which doesn't make any sense right now.
It's not the right time.
I don't know. Brady Askeland, do you think they will do an elimination chamber with the Shield versus Ryback, Cena, and Sheamus? Yeah, we talked about that earlier, man. Might be an elimination chamber. If it's not in the elimination chamber, it'll be a 6-man tag team match. Paul Kornikowski, do you think Ziggy should have cashed in the Money in the Bank on Raw when Del Rio was tapped out? You know what? I thought that Ziggler could cash in the Money in the Bank on...
Are you eating a piece of candy on the fucking radio, you dumbass?
Or Cheez-It, to be honest with you.
Cheez-It?
I got
you don't sit there and you don't eat cheese crackers while you do a radio show. All that people can hear is your voice, and you're gonna have fucking food in your goddamn mouth.
Motherfucker, you've come on here and ate sausages, Slim Jims, everything else.
Me. I'm supposed to be the comedy side guy. I'm the side act. You're the fucking host. You gotta be professional.
So it's okay for us to hear you chew on here, dude.
I can sit here and smoke bowls of weed and eat hot sausages because I'm supposed to be a goofball. You're supposed to be a professional fucking radio host.
Oh, Ryan Clark tries to pop a Cheez-It in his mouth, dude. And
No,
dude says, no.
Ranchers. You can't eat cheese it. They can't fucking go to goddamn Wendy's or Taco Bell in the middle of the show.
Fuck
Can't
out
do
of
it.
here. Well, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. So should he have cashed in when Del Rio was tapped out? Would have been a good opportunity, but they didn't go with that. Justin Esser, will there be a CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar match now that just talked about that? Coulter, Cool Dip Man, the Kane retires at Mania in a final match with his partner, the Dazzler. He's getting way up there now. No, I don't think Kane retires. I think he's still enjoying his time in WWE, and
I don't think he's got a whole lot longer left. He's
probably
been around
not.
for a long time.
Probably not, but I don't think they're gonna do a retirement angle or anything like that at WrestleMania.
Shit, 'cause he goes back to the Isaac Yankem DDS days, which was mid-90s.
He goes way
That
back.
That's 20 years ago.
He goes way back, man, but I think he's still got a couple years left. I mean, we haven't heard anything about a Kane retirement or anything like that. Plans to retire.
Please play the song. Man, you gotta find an excuse to play that song again, dude. I want to hear it again.
See, it's catchy, right? Isn't it, man?
Don't just randomly play it, though. Wait and find an opportunity to just, slam it in.
No, because I gotta get it to the point where she says...
I know, that's what I'm saying. So get it there, and then while we're talking, find a good place to just slam it in when it's ready.
and I'm gonna have to get it there on live radio, so it's gonna be fucking...
Let's start getting it there now while we're talking.
Alright, so we'll just do this.
Stage Christ. Do some more rapid fires.
Well, I gotta get the video. I can't. I gotta get the video.
Well,
I
ask
can't.
a question and I'll sit here and answer it while you're doing it.
You're gonna answer the rapid fire questions and I get the fuck out of here. Brian Martin, do you think Triple H versus Lesnar at WrestleMania will be a Hell in a Cell match?
The answer's no. I don't think it will be a Hell in a Cell match. Triple H just did a Hell in a Cell match last year,
describes
right?
her horrifying experience when she first realized.
Keep answering the question, bro.
I hear
see what
something.
you hear something? I'm trying to get it to the spot. You see what I'm saying,
Why
motherfucker?
couldn't you mute the fucking commercial before it played, you dumbass? You know you can do that, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
Ain't nobody.
Okay, so if I go right here, okay, we're ready to go when, okay, alright, listen.
Nobody knows that's coming.
Alright, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What do you want to talk about?
I want to
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah. I was gonna say hit a caller.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, I'm playing with you, man. I'm playing. I'm just messing with you. What's up, man?
I was gonna tell you, dude. I was gonna say hit a caller right in the face with it. Yeah.
I'm just messing. What's it? No, it's dude, it's I guess it came out a couple months ago. It's a lady that was like a fire or something like that, dude. And then the news anchor, she said, "Ain't nobody got time for that." So we've been playing it all night long.
Yeah. I saw that.
So what's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. The Kane and Daniel Bryan, do you think the breakup is going to be before WrestleMania, so we see a match at the WrestleMania, or do you think it's going to last a little longer?
I would hope so, but I mean they would have to do it like nowish to have a match by WrestleMania, because if it's not, I mean I'm assuming one of those two guys would be in one of the chamber matches. They can't have like a big angle where they're breaking up for that pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think if they're gonna do it, that, like I said, man, they teased the breakup, and they've been teasing it. I mean, the yes and no thing, man, that's kind of a tease for a breakup too, and eventually it's gonna come to a head. But they set something up at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, where Kane dropped Daniel Bryan on the ground. So I would say if they're gonna do it, they do it at WrestleMania, and it would probably be, a one-on-one match. So I don't know, we'll see. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? I was wondering how long you think it would be till Cesaro gets a world title run.
Cesaro for the world title? I think we're still a ways away from that, man. Cesaro.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Cesaro's not at the main event, ready.
He's a great U.S. champion, though. He fits that bill perfectly.
He definitely does, dude. I like the current gimmick that he's in right now. So, caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's up, dude? What'd you think of the guy's reaction video to CM Punk losing the title? It was hilarious to me.
Oh man, yeah, we played that video a little bit earlier here for.
And he was fat.
And he was fat. Yeah, no, it was definitely hilarious. I don't know if it was scripted or not, man. There was some video editing that was done, but it looked like a genuine reaction. I'll show it to you after we go off the air, Boone. But it was pretty funny, man, to see somebody take wrestling that serious, Adam Lodge, whose penis do you think is closer to the floor? Hornswoggle Hornswoggle or Titus O'Neill's. That's horrible. Oh, man. So answer the question. Whose penis do you think is close?
What's the joke there being that black people have elephant cocks? Is that
I guess, dude. What the fuck, bro?
I don't know how to answer that, dude.
I guess Hornswoggle. I don't know. What are you guys in the chat? Hornswoggle or Titus O'Neil? That's fucking awesome, dude. You should get a free since nobody's buying the t-shirts. I should give them a free t-shirt for that, right? You should email me, Dad. That was a good one.
This is a legitimate question. I mean, it was a legitimate question.
I'll give you a free t-shirt. Who are you again? Adam Lodge was it? Yeah, I'll give you a free t-shirt. Email me, Webmaster Pro Wrestling.
Read that question again, dude.
Whose penis do you think is closer to the floor? Hornswoggle or Titus O'Neill's? That's good. All right, Hubbard Collins. Who would the WWE board? Who would the WWE board of?
I didn't even hear it right the first time. I thought you said whose dick hangs close to the floor. Darren Young or Titus O'Neil. I didn't know you said Hornswoggle. So it's a midget or a black guy whose dick.
That's really good. That was our best. That was our best rapid fire question in,
that was great.
In a long time. Hubbard.
Picturing a naked midget is fucking funny as shit, man. That just made me laugh.
Who would the WWE board of directors appoint to replace Vince McMahon when he retires or can't perform his day-to-day duties or passes away? Triple H, man. Triple H and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon would be the two that take over the company, no doubt about it. James Lehman.
Triple H got the haircut. He's ready to rock, man.
He is ready. He's got that corporate look now. You know what I mean, dude? He really does, man.
His head doesn't look big at all with short hair either, by the way.
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, have you heard anything as to if the whole Vince injury thing is legit or storyline?
It looks like a storyline, man. Vince McMahon, WWE.com, put up that he's got a broken pelvis. He's at the SmackDown tapings tonight, so looks like just a...
I was just wondering if you heard anything about...
Just
a... These guys, man. It's fucking beautiful.
just a storyline. Lewis Daw back again. Who is most likely to be in charge of the Shield? Jericho, Lesnar, or Funaki? What are you talking about? Like a leader? I think
seems like they're like for hire bad guys, like APA was, like, you know.
Well, I mean, pretty much the Shield comes out and they take out the baby faces every time, and it's all the baby faces, you know. I don't think they really
because the heel was hiring them. I mean, Heyman said he had to pay them to do a job, and then they would do the job. That was it. Like they're for hire bad guys.
Right. I don't think there's going to be any leader or anything like that of the group. You know, it'll just be the three of them, and then they'll continue on doing what they're doing. I mean, they're going to do the obviously something with John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback here in the coming months. Brandon Wilson, out of all the NXT talent, not including Big E and Dallas, since they are now on the main roster, who do you see with the most upside? Richie Steamboat is one that somebody brought up earlier. Chris Hero's great, man. He was in Ring of Honor for a long time. Was a big fan of his. So he's one that, they're great workers. Both of those guys are great workers. Brian Bartone, what do you guys think the chances we could see a Jericho versus Undertaker match at WrestleMania?
Doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful. Taker's going to be... I would say Taker's opponent is either going to be Brock Lesnar or
CM Punk or
Taker or CM Punk, maybe,
Yeah.
Or Triple H. They're going to do the Triple H versus Undertaker, right? They can do that rematch.
They can't do that. They've already done that rematch. This will be the third time.
Yeah, that's true. And then Triple H has already got the
storyline wonder who the fuck it could be. If it's not Lesnar, it's gotta be Punk.
Well,
right?
Triple H and Lesnar are supposed to do something. I mean, that was the plan as of,
what I expect to happen.
A couple of months.
Yeah, so it's not Lesnar, so who would it be then?
Well, Brock Lesnar will be doing a beatdown on Vince McMahon or something like that, and then Triple H's music will hit, and he'll come out, you know what I mean, for the save. It'll probably
but I'm saying Taker. Who's Taker? If it's not Lesnar, who even makes sense for Taker this year?
I don't know.
Punk is the only guy I can think of, and even him doesn't make sense now. He doesn't have that title streak going.
Yeah, it would have to be Punk, And now they can't do the
Ryback.
Ryback, yeah, but they were talking about doing Ryback versus Big Show, or
I heard they
Ryback,
were gonna do
or
Ryback
Jericho, and then, well, now that they reached the deal with Jericho, at least the short-term deal through WrestleMania, they can either do Ryback versus Jericho, and that would mean that Jericho would have to go heel, because Ryback's a big face. Or they could do Ryback versus the Big Show, and then Ryback gets his WrestleMania moment, you know, where he lifts up Big Show. I think that would be the way to do it. Two big guys, Ryback versus two big bald-headed guys, man. Think of it, man. Face-to-face, WrestleMania, in the middle of the ring, Ryback on one side, Big Show on the other side, face-to-face.
Clark sees the posters already. So
well, it's got that big feel. It's got that big feel to it, and then Ryback gets his moment where he's able to, lift Big Show up on his shoulders and hit the finisher. You know what I mean? I think
Big Show is fat, like that fucking 20-year-old fan.
Yeah, I think I think that would be the way to do it. You know, do Ryback versus Big Show. But if they have plans for Jericho to turn him into a heel, I mean, they return Jericho as a babyface and then they'd immediately turn him heel. I don't know, right before WrestleMania. I don't see that happen. I don't see Ryback versus Jericho.
I don't know. If he was heel now, they'd have enough time before WrestleMania for him to be a badass heel going into WrestleMania. But for now, if he's going to be babyface, and he's only going to have a few weeks to get a lot of heat to go into WrestleMania with, which is not ideal.
I see Ryback versus Big Show, but we'll see what happens. Joseph Ricardo, any plans for Shelton and Carlito to return full time? Shelton Benjamin, definitely. Carlito, I'm not sure about. I know both of them were backstage at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Were both originally set to be in the match. They were called. They were backstage. They were ready to roll. And then they went with Goldust and the Godfather and Chris Jericho. So Shelton Benjamin recently basically quit Ring of Honor and requested his release, and then they granted it so that he could go back to WWE. They may not be on TV though, man. They want to bring some of these guys in, like Shelton and MVP, to work down with the NXT guys in developmental. So, like Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's down in developmental right now working with guys. And they want guys that have worked in WWE that can teach these guys about how to work in front of a live crowd and, things, the WWE style. Because Shelton and MVP and guys like that know the WWE. They've been there before,
Who's going to do the training, though? Because ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Callie, what's going on, brother?
Time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. We talked about this already. I apologize. But who do you see winning the Jose Aldo UFC fight on Saturday?
He talked right over that, Boone. Did you hear that?
I heard.
He talked right over that. Jose Aldo, he's fighting this weekend, right?
This weekend, it's a super fight. Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar.
Oh man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's their Super Bowl weekend show. Super Bowl this weekend too, by the way. You haven't mentioned that.
It is. San Francisco.
Yeah, this weekend it's Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. It's Rashad Evans versus Little Nogueira. And Alistair Overeem's return against Bigfoot. So that's the
Nobody got time for that.
Nobody's got time for that.
I Frankie Edgar, I guess.
I'll go Aldo, I'll go Overeem, and I'll go Evans.
Okay.
That's my pick.
Andy Siegel, do you think the WWE will use Ric Flair as a manager type role? Ric Flair, we put an article up. He was supposed to work for All Japan this past weekend. I guess suffered a blood clot in one of his legs, and they wanted to keep him out in Japan. He refused, and
he didn't want to go to the hospital there.
Yeah, he refused and flew back to the United States today. So he landed here safely a couple of hours ago. So it's good to go. Well, he's not good to go. He's got to go get that checked out by American doctors. Ryan Pollard, do you guys think that John Cena turns heel at WrestleMania in The Rock vs. Cena 2, similar to Hogan and the NWO? We've talked about a Cena heel turn over and over and over again. It never happens. And I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Everybody wants to know, Brad Fastusha, when will Dolph cash in? Like somebody brought up, man, he's got until July, which was last year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, so he's got until July. We'll see. Anthony Lauer, who will be the main star of the WWE Hall of Fame this year, in your opinion? Big congratulations to Trish Stratus. She was, her video for a Hall of Fame induction.
What did you think of her being on choice as an inductee?
I think it's too early.
That's what I was thinking. It's too soon. But I mean, they got Edge in there, and so.
Well, you're gonna have Lita in there eventually too if they're putting Trish in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I almost think because it's divas, like the amount of time it takes for a diva to become a legend should be even shorter than a guy.
But who do you think the main star? I think it's going to be Mick Foley, man.
Mick Foley. Mick Foley, probably.
He's already announced it's, in his hometown in New York City. So I think the names from this point out, I mean, there was talk about doing a Click or DX or something like that. Could be them. But I think it's going to be Foley, man. It's his hometown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Adam Lodge, do you think the Shield raped Brad Maddox after they beat the cameraman? Oh, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm not touching that, man. J.D. Petrie, what is Heyman and the Shield's future? Will we see
the
Shield?
I do have to mention this real quick, and then you can reread that one. The Heyman fucking... they play that video. Vince plays it to prove, because Heyman's denying that, he had anything to do with the Shield and this and that. And then they play the video, so it's clearly Heyman who has been ordering the Shield to do this and that. He's caught. They got proof. They just played a video of him saying it.
Right.
And what's his excuse when the video is done?
It's not me.
That's not me. He says it very confidently, too. He's like, no, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's not me.
That was awesome.
You gotta love that motherfucker. He's brilliant.
Heyman is gold on his delivery. He's always been great on the microphone. You know what I mean?
He really believes it. He's like, you can see in his face, like, a bad guy thinking, all right, well, I just got caught. What can I say here? There's really nothing to say. Fuck it, I'll just go with this.
So
it wasn't me.
What do you? JD wants to know. What do you think of Heyman and the Shield's future? Will we see the Shield put in the Elimination Chamber and then each take each other out individually? No, because that would be a tease to splitting them up, and I don't think they have any plans. I mean, they just came in.
No, they wouldn't start that tease.
Yeah, they just came in, man, and the storyline they've got ongoing. That's not going to end anytime soon, So they're not going to break them up. At least not now. Eventually they will. Brandon
got time for that.
Brandon Dub Blevins, do you think Dolph has been losing momentum now that the spotlight is back on Cena and Rock? By the way, I'm glad CM Punk gave my city, Montgomery, a shout-out during his promo last night. That was awesome, man, where he brought up, CM Punk said, I'm going to be in Montgomery, Alabama on Friday.
He plugged his weekend bookings.
He plugged all the house shows for the weekend and basically telling The Rock, you ain't going to be there, dude. You don't work house shows. You only work TV tapings, Vincent Nugent, Acer, what's up, man? With the recent return of Chris Jericho to WWE, what is the current plan for Chris Jericho at this time? Talked about that earlier. Yeah, talked about that.
Back Jericho.
Yep.
Possibly. He's really, really high on Ryback. He thinks he thought Ryback could have been the next Goldberg if they would have had him beat Punk when they first had him for the title at a pay-per-view, and he wants to help Ryback get into that main event position.
Man, I don't know. I'm not sold on that yet, that they're going to do Ryback versus Jericho.
No, I'm not sold either, but that is a plan. And, they changed plans a million times. But as of now, that's one of the plans. So.
Tommy Mahesh, any Jimmy Wang Yang updates?
Again with this shit?
Nope.
Ain't nobody got time for a Jimmy Wang Yang update.
Right, that's a good one.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for this.
Ain't nobody got time. Nope. We got two more, man. I know you got to go in a couple minutes. Sean Smith, what do you think they are doing the same thing? Man, some of these guys tonight, man. Speak English, dude. Speak English. What do you think they doing the same thing with Bo versus Wade like they did with 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Razor?
Okay, I understand what he's saying. He's saying Bo Dallas is a jobber that got a shocking win on TV against a star, which is what the 1, 2, 3 Kid did against Razor Ramon on one of the early Raws, which they referenced in commentary too, I believe, last night. But whatever.
Arturo Velasquez, what if Dolph got a match for the World Heavyweight title and lost, and the Shield comes out and beats up the champion? Ziggy cashes in the briefcase and then wins it. Could that happen at a pay-per-view or SmackDown? It's possible, man.
Could, but it won't.
Radcore Clark, who do you think is the next big giant in WWE? Ryback as of right now, man.
As far as giants, I guess Biggie Langston's trying to be a giant, but he doesn't seem that big to me, so whatever.
Zach Flair, I got the salsa joke, Matt. LOL. I didn't.
Thank
it
you.
Sucked. It was horrible.
Even if you got it wasn't funny. I'll admit that.
Vincent Nugent, what do you think of the fat kid Michael that was set at the Royal Rumble? Oh man, was it
fat.
Was it Andy Robertson in disguise? Oh man, who knows? Whatever happened to that guy? You know.
Who's that?
Andy Roberts is the guy that on my Facebook page would like every. I mean, I would put up a thread.
Oh, the guy that
and boom, boom, he would like it, and it was crazy. Vinny Hernandez, Ryan and Matt, if AJ sat on your face and accidentally farted on you, would you be offended or let her keep going?
Who?
AJ.
She could keep going. I could care less.
I'm not letting anyone fart on my face. I don't care if
I wouldn't let her, but when I stopped, no, I'd keep going.
That's. I mean, it's like, dude, people, you know, would you let a hot chick shit all over your face? Fuck no, dude.
What
It's
the
fucking,
fuck? What?
It's fucking nasty. Yo, people say, yo, I'd let her shit all over. I'd eat her shit. People say on the comment section.
I'd drink
really?
her bathwater, motherfucker.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. That's nasty. Ain't nobody farting on my face, too. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jonathan Liston.
Funny visual, though. You think of it that way. I learned that from the movie.
This is the last one. Jonathan Liston. Do you see them forming a faction with CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and The Shield?
CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and The Shield, and Heyman. I mean, they could. I wouldn't hate it. It would be a good idea, but now's not the right time because they got all these individuals storylines they have to focus on going into WrestleMania. But like after WrestleMania, if they wanted to do that, that'd be a cool little idea.
Got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And that's it, man. We're done. That's
a radio show?
That's a little professional radio show on a Tuesday night, brother.
All right then.
Not a bad one.
Well, all right then.
Well, alrighty. You have a great week, and I will see you.
Hey man, next week I'll be in the finally in my new home. So
yeah, no doubt. Good luck moving over the next couple days, and we'll talk to you guys next Tuesday night. Thanks to all the new people who came out and joined us tonight. Submit feedback.
We want your feedback at Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top post will ask you for your feedback on tonight's show. If you thought the show was good, tell us why. We'll do more of it. If you thought it was bad, tell us why. We'll do less of it. This is how we get better. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
Alrighty. That, like I said, that does it. Thanks to everybody who came out tonight, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday night. WZR Radio 4. Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
Hey, that's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.